Fakakta Comedy Funhouse Network. Yes. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. The show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television pilots of the past. My name is Jason, a.k.a. The Black Handshake, and across from me is my co-pilot in life. My co-pilot in life. You can call him Blake Clayton. I call him Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening.
Good evening, my life partner.
You're my life co-captain, my captain.
Life partner, basically.
Like gay guys.
Sure. It's a pleasure to be with you again on a Monday. Very, very excited.
Pleasure's mine.
We're almost at the end of April.
Time flies when you're podcasting fun.
And you know what that means? We're getting closer and closer to We're getting closer and closer to open up that pool outside of the pilot's lounge.
Yeah, you know, you purchase this pool. You're so excited. I think you got it in the dead of winter for some reason.
It was October. We moved in.
You probably got a good deal on it, right? No one's buying pools in October.
Right. It was on sale.
So
clearance.
Yeah. So you get this pool, and now it's time to reap the rewards. What are you going to do? What was your plan for this pool?
Well, I figured we would redo the whole pilot's lounge.
Okay, that's honestly, that's probably a good thing you're doing that.
Renovate the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a good idea that we're doing that.
I know you look at me, you know, we're face to face right now before we board this plane. You're looking at me, you're like, there's a handsome guy.
Oh, yeah.
There's a healthy guy.
Every day.
That's right. Vibrant, young, full of piss, perhaps vinegar. And while that is true, while I do feel good, I have something's going on with me today. And honestly, it's affected the pilot's lounge. I'm good usually for 2, maybe 3 BMs.
A day?
Yeah. I fire them out, you know?
Okay.
We got to keep it moving.
Sure.
Today, I'm up to about 5 or 6.
Really?
Something is happening with me, and it has had direct negative consequences with the place. It's my home away from home,
right.
The pilot's lounge, right?
It's our party pad, basically. It's like our bachelor pad.
It's our 24/7 man cave.
Sure.
Pilot's cave, if you would.
That's the way I look at it.
So my constant BMing of the man cave, our pilot's lounge, has caused a few plumbing issues.
Okay.
So it might be time to redo.
Just gut the whole thing out.
We got the pool, right? That's a great cornerstone to build a man cave off of.
Right. So I was thinking, put out a little tiki bar outside.
Yes.
The sliding glass doors. Inside, put the hot tub.
Sliding doors.
They're going to be automatic. They're going to not like like future ones. I was thinking putting the hot tub inside. That way we can use it all year round.
Yes.
Because I think it's stupid when people put them outside and then like, in the middle of winter, No, you're not going to.
No, you're not going to. What are you, crazy?
You're just going to put the lid on it. It's going to get a bunch of bacteria in it.
That's all it's good for. It's just bacteria stew.
Right next to that, have a stripper pole.
Oh, no, you did not. No, you did not.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. There's going to be some glass, some mirrors behind it.
Sure, yeah.
Some lighting, some cool lighting.
The entire catalog of Poison.
Yeah, I have Spotify. So
perfect. Yeah, that works.
We can go from that to some Guns N' Roses for some the Wilder Girls.
Sure, yeah, they get a little nuts.
And we have that back room that we don't really use. We use it kind of for storage.
Kind of odds and ends. Honestly, spring is coming up. We should do a good spring cleaning on it.
Sure. What we're gonna do, I think, is put a couple of those memory foam mattresses in there.
Okay, yeah.
So we can do some fucking.
What's that?
We can do some fucking.
It's about time we do some fucking.
I know, right?
I would like to get a Pac-Man machine. An arcade. Yeah.
You want to get the one that has like 100 games on it?
Yeah, you want to be true blue, just like Madonna once said. And
I love you.
And you, Captain Restisher, every week right here on Couch Pilots. And I want to go just, it was made for Pac-Man. It is Pac-Man, but it's kind of a waste of money.
Sure.
You're right. Let's get the one where you got 100. You got Dig Dug. You got Galaga.
Pitfall.
You got Pitfall. You got Centipede.
Mrs. Pac-Man.
You got Joust, right? You got another one.
And we got those other 3 or 4.
And there's like 100 on top of that.
Donkey Kong, Burger Time.
I played Burger Time the other. Guess who I saw at the 8-Bit Arcade Saturday night?
Will I know the person?
Yeah. I'll give you 100 guesses. And I played Burger Time. This is how it ties in. It's an arcade joint with a bunch of beer. All the arcade games are free. Who did I see over there? I saw Mr. Stewart there.
Did you?
I walk in, I said, Mr. Stewart!
Did you freak him out?
I don't know his last name.
I don't know it either.
So
did you freak him out?
No, he was like, hey, what's up? He was playing Gauntlet.
Nice.
Or he was playing Gauntlet. He was there for a bachelor party. So I got to chat it up with IBWIP famed Mr. Stewart.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Great.
And yeah, you know what? I'd love to have Gauntlet. I'd love to have Donkey Kong Jr.
And I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about it, and we there's a janitor's closet, which is basically DSJ's office.
Sure. Yeah, he's got his Corvette poster up there.
Yeah, and his calendar that's in the wrong year.
Yep.
I think we should go ahead, extend that, blow out that wall, and give him probably like a 5-foot by 5-foot office.
Oh, you mean like us take over that space for ourselves, or do something nice for him?
Do something nice for him. I think it's about he's went through so much trauma and everything, and with the baby coming, with a 5x5 office, he could probably put like a little bassinet in there or something.
Oh, like bring your baby to work day.
Yep.
Did Metallica have a song about bringing your baby to work?
I think they did. It's a Wednesday, and it's time to go to work. It's a Wednesday, time to take your baby to work.
I took my baby to work today.
Work. Turned into a Hamilton thing. Sorry.
Love it. I love everything he just did.
I think we should do that for DSJ. I mean, 5x5. That's.
And what you're saying is very reasonable. I don't want to promise it. Okay. I think what we need to do is crunch some numbers. And
you want to maybe do some sketches, maybe?
Yeah, do a couple renderings of what it could look like.
Sure.
At the very least, slap a coat of paint on it. Maybe just a slap a coat of primer even. Meet him halfway, But, I mean, the bad thing about where his office or his janitor's closet is located is it's like if we were to tear that out and put a bay window in there, we'd have a great view.
That's true.
I'm just...
Like, we like when we have the ladies in there, we can like take them up to that bay window and see that plane over there?
Yeah. Right? Girls love
That's our
pilots.
logo right there. That's our Air Force One. Yeah.
That Air Force One represents me. This is what I am on the inside. Sure. So a lot to take into consideration.
We'll think about it, but
we'll toss it around a little bit.
I'm not. I guess we didn't. We just kind of like just dropped your, no pun intended, but we just dropped your BM problem. Like, are you?
I think it's something I ate.
You think going to the doctor? Is it a soft stool?
It is a soft stool. I'm not. I'm not. It's not. It's not like a decrepit piece of crap.
Sure. Well, I mean, if you're going to share butt stuff, it's only appropriate that I share butt stuff.
You got a butt thing for me?
Not for. I got a butt thing to tell you.
Oh,
not for.
Well, I'm a little bit less interested, but I'll still hear it.
I have a lot of problems with blood and the wiping of my butt.
That is.
I think a hemorrhoids
That's
thing.
a bridge too far.
Oh, okay. Rewind.
Yep.
Bam feedback.
Pac-Man.
Roberto Clemente.
We got fan feedback from Roberto Clemente?
No, you said Pac-Man, so I just said the next thing came to my mind.
Fan feedback, yeah. This is a part of the show that is not made up, and people will contact us.
None of this is made up.
I know. I'm just putting a fine point on it.
Okay.
So who contacted us today, and what did they have to say?
Well, it's been a while since we we got this, but I'm just going through my phone, and we got a photo rendering from our good friend Big Dick T.
Oh yes, I've seen this.
And it's a picture of us, one of our classic back-to-back kisses pictures.
There honestly, people love to capture our back-to-back kisses so often that people will say, I've seen that picture before. You probably haven't.
Right.
You and I are not unlike comic book characters to where you and I are constantly wearing the same outfit over and over again. So one photo looks like all of them, but this is a great photo here.
And Big Dick T, Richard, don't call him Dick, he basically photoshopped a picture of Barack Obama standing at a podium going to shake your hand.
And do I shake it?
No, you've got your hands crossed saying, fuck you guys.
Mean mugging the camera?
Mean mugging that shit. I'm going to post this again, the actual Photoshop picture, but...
Have you not posted that yet?
I don't know if he posted it on the page, but I didn't like put it in our photo gallery.
Post that shit everywhere. That is hilarious. Because as we talked about in a recent episode, or a while back even, not only did we buy our airplane, Air Force One, we upgraded it from the old Judas Priest plane that we had. We got Air Force One. Not only did we do that, we thought everything was going to be, raining candy on us, but it turned out that Obama kind of fucked us.
Yeah, we had to do some work to this thing.
Yeah, it wasn't in tip-top shape. I think Obama, as scandal-free as his presidency was, I think he had some raucous parties on that plane.
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of screws literally that need to be tightened.
Right, and there's some stains I can't figure out what it is.
I had every black light that I put on those stains burn out immediately.
That's pretty hardcore. But he posted it, and I put, ha 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 ha, love it. Thanks, brah. Because that's what I do. That's my thing now. I don't know if you've noticed it, but I don't say bro in a text. I say brah.
Yeah,
B-R-A.
like B-R-A. Like clothing for a woman's breasts, like support, but instead like
brah.
Yeah, I like it.
And he put, sorry I used to be good at Photoshop. However, my skills have been in decline. I think it looks wonderful.
I think you did a great job. I got quite a belly laugh out of that.
Comedy Club, chuckle, y'all. And he says, now I totally suck balls at it. I would not go that far to say you suck balls.
And you know what? Who did that? Tyler?
No. Richard, don't call him Dick.
Richard, okay. Richard, so what's wrong with sucking balls, Richard? Huh? You got something against sucking balls?
I don't think Lori Garcia complains about sucking balls.
Boom. Frequent flyer points.
And then Lori Garcia says, now there needs to be a picture of me looking all first lady like Jackie on Air Force One.
I would love to see that picture.
Yeah, so he needs to get all up on it.
I think what we should do is Photoshop Lori's head on top of your head, my head, and Barack's head. And post that.
That'd be good.
Frequent flyer points.
Love it. That's, you know what? That's a power couple. When it comes to fan feedback, that's a power couple. Lori Garcia and Big Dick T.
No single couple has generated
They started the role.
They really did.
Yeah.
They really did. Big ups to Richard. Don't call him Dick. You're getting some frequent flyer points. Big time for that one.
Sure.
We got some more fan feedback. Is that right?
Yeah, we got one from Conrad.
Oh, my God.
Good old Conrad.
Love him.
From Folsom, California.
Where the prison is.
I hear a train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen the sun shine.
I don't know.
I've been there. I've been to the Folsom prison.
Did you ever meet Johnny Cash?
No, but they only let you go. They won't let you go across the street. You can go in the museum, but you can't go across the street because obviously there's still people in it. There's still people in that prison.
The same people that Johnny Cash sung to?
Probably.
Hell yeah.
Death Row. What a brother know.
That's pretty badass. What a brother know?
Yeah. Remember Public Enemy? Death Row. What a brother know. Once again, back is the incredible, the rhyme animal, the uncannibal thief. Public Enemy #1.
Is that with Anthrax, right?
Conrad posts on our Facebook page, interesting fact number 347, Blake loves Gilmore Girls but has never seen Indiana Jones.
That is...
We're not in that section, so go ahead.
That's pretty disappointing that you haven't seen... Like, he nailed you. He got you on that one.
Oh.
You have not seen any Indiana Jones films.
No. I've never watched any of the Back to the Futures all the way through either.
Oh my God. What? Oh my God. Okay. First of all, Back to the Future, the original one, a near perfect film.
Really?
It's so good. Second of all, that was the first, obviously, the first Back to the Future. Then go watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's the best one. That's the Indiana Jones film. That's the first Indiana Jones. Watch that one. That is easily the best.
All right,
okay.
all right.
You got then you got like Temple of Doom is shitty. The Last Crusade is okay. Crystal Skull sucks my crystal balls. So watch the first in each of those movies.
Don't watch the last season of Gilmore Girls because the main writer by the last two seasons left. And it was
now you talk about the original seasons or the new one that came out?
Well, to be honest with you, on the new ones, all you got to do is watch the first two. Don't watch the second two; they're really not that good.
Okay, I won't watch any of them. How about that?
All right, well,
more for you.
Me casa you potato. I put that fact is true. Love you, brah. Thanks for the voicemail, too. And he put, haha, miss you, buddy. And then I said, hey, I need to get me a Couch Pilot's tattoo pretty soon. So,
well, you genuinely do have an IBWIP tattoo, so why not a Couch Pilots one, huh?
Right. And I've got a Cockstrong tattoo, which came from IBWIP.
Now, Cockstrong is one of the most beloved characters from IBWIP, but did it start as a character, or was it something else? And you're like, I'm going to take that name and turn it into...
Well, it doesn't say Cockstrong. It says Cockstrong backwards, which is Gortsnock or something like that.
Yeah.
And it came from a Hank Williams III song, and because he's like, look out, honey, because you know I'm cockstrong. And I'm like, anybody that's cockstrong doesn't have to fucking say it in a song.
Yeah, you don't have to say it in a song. You have to have it tattooed backwards on your body, right?
It makes the chicks look at my calves.
Well, that's incredible. Thank you,
Thanks,
Conrad. Thanks, Richard.
Chicks blew you on me Coca-Cola.
High five that shit. So much fan feedback, so little time. Thank you, everybody. Know in your heart of hearts that you are definitely, without a doubt, getting some frequent flyer points as we move to board the plane.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
I was once told that to live a very happy and satisfied life, you need to develop 3 hobbies.
All right.
1 to make you money, flying. 1 to keep you creative, discussing unsold pilots. And 1 to keep you physically active, nothing. Enjoy.
I like it. That was good. That was nice.
I thought
you were just going to do crowd work for 5 minutes.
No. I don't blow my 5 minutes like some fuck here in Peoria. Oh, boy. Today we discuss the pilot episode of Just Life from the year of our Lord, 19 plus 90. Great year. Great year.
I was a freshman in high school.
I was 9. You were 15, right?
15.
Great ages.
Taking driver's ed.
Hell yeah.
Dating Nicole Maltby.
Hold on a second. In one of our most recent episodes,
It was from the 1990s.
you had mentioned that there was a cute girl with like freckles or whatever,
Long brown hair, curly hair.
and her name was Nicole Malt, but you never mentioned that you dated her.
Yes, I did. I said we used to kiss, and her locker was right next to my driver's ed class.
How long ago did you mention that?
That's when she's the girl that I snuck out of her house, and we went over to when I was living with my dad's. I got off work at McDonald's one night.
She was the fish fillet girl?
No.
Okay.
No, this is pre-sex. Never had sex with this girl. But one night she snuck out of her house. We went to my mom's house, which was, I was staying there for the weekend. Got her in there. We made out for like an hour, just lay on the bed, touching each other, but
Hell
not
yeah.
making out. And then I took her home, and we didn't get, and then because I was living with my dad, I took her home, never got busted.
Okay.
And then about 2 weeks later, because we had been writing notes to each other about it.
I remember this now.
And my stepmom, the wicked bitch of the fucking continent.
Killer, I swear to God.
Did you say I said continent? She was snooping through my drawers and found the notes, and we both got busted.
Why was she snooping through your drawers?
Because she didn't like me.
Man, fudge her.
Fudge that girl.
I do remember that story. I don't remember that was the girl's name. I do remember saying that girl's name a few weeks ago, and now everything's being tied together. Yeah. Whatever happened to her?
I don't know. I tried to find her on Facebook. I couldn't find her.
Probably a different last name.
Well, yeah, but a lot of girls put their maiden name in there.
Not Nicole Maltby. Frequent flyers out there, if you can find Nicole Maltby and send us a link to where she is currently, it'll garner you 10,000 frequent flyer points. That's enough for a handful of signed aviator glasses, a couple surprise prizes, And you're going to be really working our pachinko machine overtime, grinding that info. I think you're looking her up right now. Is that fair to say?
I'm trying to.
That's show content for you folks. You were 15. I was 9. I didn't know Nicole Maltby at the age of 9. I hope to never know her, actually. Did you find her?
No, that's not her.
All right. Well,
That's not it.
that's not it.
1990, great year.
Great year. Let's go back in time to that year. 1990 doesn't seem that long ago. It was 27 years ago.
That's crazy to think about it.
27 years ago.
Holy vey. You said you were 9? Man.
9!
What was going on in your life?
I had a baby brother. He was born when I was about to turn 9, so I had a baby brother at home.
How was that?
It was all right. I probably had maybe a Super Nintendo.
Nice.
Sega Genesis.
Rich parents, I see. Okay.
When I was a young brother, couldn't imagine this. You remember that song?
No.
That's Biggie Smalls.
I never listened to Biggie Smalls.
I was, if I had to choose between Biggie Smalls and Tupac, I'd say Tupac. How about you? If someone put a sword to your throat.
I would say Tupac.
Okay. Did you know that the hologram of Snoop Dogg is going to induct the hologram of Tupac in the Hall of Fame?
Nice. That's going to be awesome.
Let's go back to 90. A time free of holograms. A time free of Nicole Maltby. A time where we can properly digest this pilot because that's the year it came out.
Yeah.
It's not fair to any pilot to be judged outside of the year.
27 years later, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Not fair. We've done 1990 a lot, so the facts and the cultural touch points are dissipating. So today we're going to focus on...
They would say the hide's getting scase.
I like that very much. Way to go. I'm proud of you today, and only today. We're going to focus on media of that time, including... Here's some of the films that came out. You ready?
Yep.
Home Alone.
The original.
I'm over here, you horse's ass! That was my favorite part of that film.
I've never watched it all the way through. I'm on it. I mean,
I have a feeling you can count on one hand how many films you've watched all the way through. Is that fair to say?
That's fair to say.
Let's name them. Let's name them real quick.
Tombstone.
Great.
Encino Man.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a bad turn. Tombstone and Encino Man.
Tombstone was great.
Immediately come to mind.
Oh, yeah, because me and my mom...
No, it's good.
Me and my mom could go back and forth and just quote both movies forever.
Your mom can quote Encino Man to you.
Oh, that's her favorite movie of all time. She's went through... I think she's went through like 3 VCR copies, and then she's finally got a disc, but... Oh, yeah.
Isn't that an immediate turnoff for your stepdad? Does he see a grown woman, a woman who was probably 40 plus years old when Encino Man came out, and say, you love this film so much that you have worn out not only VCRs, but the cassettes that contain the film. I am not interested in you anymore.
She also loves Bad Boys, the original Bad Boys.
Okay, I get it.
But no, Tombstone, Encino Man, I have to do 5?
Yeah, let's talk about let's briefly mention 5 films you have seen to completion. And I don't mean you ejaculate at the end of them. I mean that you've watched the whole thing.
Do documentaries count? Because I just watched Coco, The Gorilla, and My Sex Robot.
Again? You watched it again?
Research purpose. I don't watch it.
I'm gonna fuck a machine.
Oh, I just recently watched Raunchy Grandpa or something with Robert De Niro.
Dirty Grandpa?
Yeah, Dirty Grandpa.
Was that with Zac Efron?
Yeah. He's cute.
Okay. Who else? What else have you watched? I know it's not Jurassic Park.
Nope, never seen all that.
You ever see Forrest Gump?
I've seen it, but I don't know if I've seen it all the way through.
Well, okay, stop right there. Okay, so you got Forrest Gump on, right? It's a $1 billion film. Everyone loves it. It's incredible. Awesome soundtrack, Hank's performance of a lifetime. What happens during this film that you have to get up and walk away?
I don't know. Maybe I have some issues with like memory loss or something. I just remember him playing for Alabama and playing football.
Okay.
Run.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying there may have been many films that you've seen all the way through. It's just your memory doesn't allow you to pull it back up.
Molly made me watch What was that movie with Bruce Willis where he's like a space guy and he dates that girl that doesn't talk?
Oh, The Fifth Element?
Yeah, that's the dumbest movie.
I never saw that.
Oh, it's horrible.
People seem to love that film. I'm not
Yeah.
interested.
Oh, she's like, this is the greatest movie ever. I'm like, Lana.
Well, yeah,
Do you
it's,
remember Ringo Starr as the caveman? Lana.
wait, in that movie? No, not in that movie. Ringo Starr's in The Fifth Element as a caveman? He's a Geico insurance caveman?
No. The Ringo Starr movie. It was called Caveman.
I do remember. I know that it exists. I've never seen it. Not even a fraction of it. Whew, boy. The second film on the list here.
Tombstone? Oh.
Yeah. How about this? Edward Scissorhands. Did you never see that?
No.
Any interest in that?
No.
I love Edward Scissorhands. It's a culmination of things. So
Johnny Depp.
he is a part of it for sure. He is the star. He is the titular Scissorhands.
Oh, I did see the Johnny Cash with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, Walk the Line.
I saw that. I've seen every Al Pacino movie all the way through.
Here's an Al Pacino movie, The Godfather Part 3.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's the only Godfather I didn't see because everyone says it's a big pile of shit.
It's not the greatest, but I mean the original one is the best one. But
Did he say in that, say hello to my little friend?
that's Scarface.
Say hello to my little friend.
That's Scarface.
I know.
Which is another very long movie.
That is long. That movie.
It's like 4 VCR tapes.
your mom knows, huh?
No, I bought it.
Oh, did you?
I used to have all the VCR tapes. Frankie and Johnny and Scent of a Woman.
Frankie and Johnny. Is that Uma Thurman? Who's the woman in that?
Is it Michelle Pfeiffer?
It might be
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer. That's good enough there. All right, let's go to music.
All right.
The music of 1990. Yeah. You know what? Instead of me popping something out, I'm gonna have you tell me something from 1990. Just something that you, even if it's not from that year.
Color Me Bad.
Color Me Bad. Not on the list.
I bet you could.
Give me two more. It's not a two more, and then tell me if it's
The Outfield.
no.
I love that CD.
One more. Give me one more, and you yourself will get some frequent flyer points.
Ooh, great.
You have all these surprise prizes at your disposal, and you're blowing frequent flyer points.
1990.
Yeah.
Trickster.
I don't even think that's a thing.
It is.
Tears for Fears,
Ah, yes.
which seems late. I thought that was 80s, but I guess they peaked into the 90s a little bit.
Yeah.
I like Tears for Fears. I don't know if that makes me like alt pretentious or gay or.
Weren't they on Comedy Bang Bang last year?
I think Scott Aukerman really loves not only Tears for Fears, but like a lot of that new wave kind of shit. So if he's able to get someone like that, on the show, I think it's a big coup for him.
Yeah, because
Like-
he had the Men at Work guys on too.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those things where he is starstruck, but everyone else is like, who gives a fuck? But he's like, I fucking love Tears for Fears. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And I actually do like Tears for Fears. He said this on the last show, Depeche Mode,
Oh,
Garth Brooks,
yeah. No offenses.
the Blues Brothers. 1990, the Blues Brothers? That's about a decade late, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not right.
Fucked up. The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I don't ever wanna feel like I did back then. Take the place I love, take me all the way. Hey.
It was about doing heroin.
So I can never relate to that song.
Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah, Garrett has that on his Spotify playlist, and we listen to it every time I go get him.
Nice. I don't know. There's a couple other here. I don't know. I feel like that pretty accurately represents 1990.
Sure,
right?
I'm there. You say Vanilla Ice, I'm.
You say hi, I say how high?
I used to wear those pants. The
parachute pants?
like the MC Hammer
Like-
kind of.
With the American flag on it?
No, mine had zebras on it, zebra stripes.
Pretty good.
I had Airwalks too that went with it.
Airwalks with that. That seems like a
Thanks.
No, it seems like a contradiction in terms though. 'Cause
No, they were zebra printed Airwalks. They were
really okay. Because Airwalks, I think kind of alternative, grungy skater guy. But then I think parachute pants are not that at all.
yeah.
So that's why I'm sorry. I'm not.
I was an innovator. I beat it to my own drum.
Why did we choose to beat life, Just Life?
3 simple criteria. It was a one-hit wonder. It was only got made one time. Did not go to series. Whether it was aired or not is irrelevant. 2, we had to find it. We had to scour the interwebs to find it. There's been a couple that we wanted to do that we have been unable to find. So we couldn't do them. And then finally, it had to be free. We're not paying for this shit. We don't make any money. We spend more money than we make. And so those are the woos.
You can't get 2 out of 3 and be on this show.
No, it has to be a 3 for 3. You have to bat 1,000.
Absolutely.
You're not getting our Hall of Fame batting 333.
Not even close. So where can you find Just Life? Well, do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots on iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links. They're right there in our show notes. Or you can go to YouTube, and there you'll know what to do, Tube.
Nice. I really want. If people will donate some money to the show, we could maybe get some T-shirts made with that on it.
No one's donating any money.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
DSJ down there, you can see the want, the need, the yearning for a better janitor's closet. Will we give it to him? Only time will tell. And the funds. We have to have the funds to do it. What are you doing?
I was just looking up caveman on IMDb.
Did you find what you're looking for?
Never seem to find what I'm looking for. But yes, I did.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Summary of the pilot. A divorced mother works as an investigator for the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. Yeah, that's about right.
That's all it says?
That's it.
That's a weakest summary in a long time. I mean, how many is there? 7 words?
14.
14 words for 45 minutes? Come on.
That's not what happened in its entirety. But if we were to really break it down, it's not a summary anymore. You know, it's detailed breaking down of the plot. This is a summary of what happened.
No, it's a summary of the setup. This show is built on the back of his back.
My filling came out.
That's just a summary of the baseline of like the main character.
Okay, so you're saying
what? Why don't you just ask me what my summary would be?
Blake, you saw Just Life just like I did. What would your summary be of that show?
Start reading that.
A divorced mother works as an investigator for the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office.
She's got a bratty kid, an ex-husband, and gets into some shit with some black people and cops.
Okay. I you know what? I surrender. That's absolutely right. Interesting facts.
Over.
Interesting facts begin.
Oh, Conrad rule. Wake up, everybody. Conrad rule.
If you fell asleep during the podcast, now is a good time to wake up and understand that the Conrad rule is in effect. Here we're going to give you some facts about the pilot, things you wouldn't know otherwise, and know that this is true. Know that what I'm saying to you is beyond a shadow of a doubt the truth, and nothing that you can say or think will change it. So please don't say or try to change anything.
Right. Don't look over at your partner or the guy you're giving a tattoo to.
Right.
And say, that's
Tattoo
pretty.
too. That's a great Rolling Stone album, wasn't it?
Tattoo you.
Yeah.
And like Conrad, don't, if you're listening to this in the tattoo parlor, don't look over to the guy and go, that's pretty interesting, isn't it? Lori, don't look up at Richard, don't call him Dick, and be like,
now that's because there's why would her speech
she's eating grapes. She loves to eat grapes. She loves to eat healthy. She loves to eat grapes.
She's a very healthy girl. So yes, interesting facts. Take them, leave them. Don't.
And you can internalize them all day long.
You can. Just don't spoil someone else's experience.
There you go. That's a great.
Grapes.
Great, babe.
Grapes apes. Debuted on ABC July 26, 1990.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the year. They said, you know what? Right in the middle. Right in garbage town. right where all the crap shows go. Right in the middle of summer where no one's watching. You know where I was July 26, 1990? Probably at a picnic or a cookout somewhere having a great time throwing a Frisbee. Not at home watching
You're probably
some
with your
fucking
dad
pilot.
in a Bronco.
Yeah. Getting rocked by a hurricane. Stars Victoria Principal. You may know her from Dallas.
That's the only place I would know her from.
I think so. She still works to this day.
She was married to Eddie Van Halen.
Was she real? Jesus, man. Her and Valerie Bertinelli.
Oh, no, because that's not the... I was thinking that was the same person.
Oh, I was going to say, this guy's really sticking it to the broads of the 80s. Yeah, I really don't know Victoria Principal from anything else. I think Dallas was her big thing. She may have... there was a newer version of Dallas that was on for a couple years.
I missed that.
And the guy who played JR was even in that, but then he died while they were making the show. I think it ultimately went off air. But I wonder if Victoria Principal was involved with that.
So somebody shot JR?
They shot him. Shot him good. Stars Joe Cortese. I don't really know this guy.
Yeah, I don't know him.
He talked to us on
anything.
Twitter for like a half a second.
Did he?
Yeah.
Ooh, a half a second.
He was from America. Like the best thing that he's from was American History X. Did you ever see that movie partway through and then had to get up and go?
I never saw that at all.
Are you familiar with what it...
The name sounds familiar.
Okay, we'll forget it. And it also stars Alanna Ubach. She was in Waiting. Did you ever see that? Was a funny movie about a bunch of assholes that work at a shitty restaurant.
Is this the daughter?
Yeah.
She looks a lot better than she did then.
I am not going to lie. I have a big... I've known about this woman for over 20 years, and I have a big crush on Alanna.
You got to admit, in this pilot, she's pretty homely looking.
No.
The daughter.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that for sure. Did you ever see that movie, though, Waiting, with Ryan Reynolds, where he's what are you doing with your time?
Editing podcasts.
Yeah.
Doing show notes.
Show notes?
And that's the thing that takes the most time in this. People don't think about it, but
I don't.
You know what? If you listen to any podcast you listen to, just read the show notes because there's a lot of time spent on those.
It's like the unaired part of the Emmys or the Oscars where the sound guy gets the award. Exactly. There should be an award for the podcaster who does the best show notes. That'd be you, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
You'd win a primetime Emmy. She was in Waiting, which is a funny film. She was also in where I got to know her and kind of my sexuality blossomed. A little show from the early 90s called Beakman's World. You familiar with Beakman's World?
It sounds familiar.
A guy, I can't
You got to remember, I'm 6 years older than you.
Yeah,
so.
I know. And that really is a lot when you're younger and
Sure.
as far as the things you consume. This is a Saturday morning live action show where a guy, and I can't remember his name. He's got a weird name.
Beacon.
Mavis Bacon eats typing. No, he had like hair that was like stood up real tall, and he was presenting himself like he's a scientist.
Like a nerdy guy.
And he had a big like neon green lab coat. He'd always be up in the camera's face with his hands and doing crazy stuff. And every season of the show, he would have a different assistant. And there would always be like a big guy in a rat costume, and they do fun and silly things, but it was real science. And they're doing it in a fun, intelligent way, a funny way. And Alanna Ubach was one of his assistants, maybe his first one. And I thought back then, this girl is something about this girl is sexy and attractive to me.
So you met a milk bonered out.
You know what? Before I even knew what it was, I met a milk bonered out.
Nice.
So before we even get involved in breaking down this pilot, you know it's getting an Ubach bump.
All right, Ubach bump.
Damn. Twitter responses. Joe Cortese, previously mentioned, he was the ex-husband. And I send people from time to actually not from time to time, for every episode we do, I say, hey, Joe Cortese, this is who we are. This is what we do. Do you have anything fun or interesting you'd like to say about your experience with this pilot? And the only thing he has to say is, was that an ABC pilot? And to that I say, you know, Joe, I'm having a hell of a time finding info on it. What I can say is that you're second on the call sheet, and then it came out in 1990. We love talking about these one-off pilots. Do you remember shooting it? Nothing. I come back a couple days later. I say, Mr. Cortese, we're excited to discuss your show tomorrow when we record. Anything fun or interesting you care to share about your experience? Nothing.
He fucking ghosted you.
You know, Joe Cortese, I want to say you have less than 200 followers on Twitter. You tweet once in a blue moon. You mustered enough strength to respond to me. Just go take it a step further. Say, you know what? Alanna Ubach, I fingered her, or whatever it was.
Or at least say, I didn't have a good experience there. I'd rather not talk about it.
That's probably more appropriate than what I said.
Instead of just saying, is that one of the thousands of pilots I did that didn't, what network was that for? There was only 3 at the time.
And you know what? I'm not besmirching the name of Joe Cortese at all.
No, we're not going to. This is not the kind of show. We don't.
But what this is as a testament to how disposable these or any show is to an actor.
Right.
The person who really cares, and again, who didn't respond to me, I can't remember if they didn't have a Twitter or what the deal was, but the people who really care about the show are the writers, are the producers, the people who took the time, wrote it out.
Makeup artists.
Absolutely. These people are busting their ass, without a doubt. Joe Cortese wasn't one of those guys. This was just a job for him. He come in and do it. I think he did a good job.
Yeah.
But he didn't have time to respond to me, which is okay. That happens on occasion, but I appreciate him getting back to me at all. So thank you, Joe Cortese. You're getting some.
He probably had a heart attack right after he tweeted you.
I hope
is this
that's not
the
the
ABC? Was this ABC pilot? Send.
Character actor Joe Cortese dead at the age of 71.
Last known communications. Couch Pilots at Couch Pilots Pod.
My pleasure. Let's listen to a show. A promo, rather, for one of my favorite shows. It's right here on the FCF Network. It's called the Low Blow Podcast.
Are you sick of spoiled white people and Donald Trump bringing you the news you could care less about?
Are you sick of trolling the interwebs for penis-related news only to end up flaccid?
Do you lust for Florida only the way a mother lover can?
Then look no further than Fakakta Comedy Funhouse's Low Blow Podcast with Adam Z and Dave Rowan.
Streaming live every week at lowblowpodcast.net and available for download Thursdays at fcfnetwork.com.
Appropriately inappropriate.
Oh! I'm looking at the IMDb for Just Life.
Yeah.
And, because we're talking about Victoria Jackson and what other shows she was in.
Victoria Principal.
Right, I know. She was in something called Don't Touch My Daughter. Did you see anything about this? Then I'm going to come with me as I walk over to, I'll read this to you.
All right.
Don't Touch My Daughter. TV movie from 1991. A young girl is kidnapped and molested by a classmate's father. The man she identifies is arrested and jailed, but is later released on bail. He calls the girl's mother and threatens to ...
Whoa.
That's, you know what? And people were like, oh, Blake, haha, you just wanted to read about a kid getting molested. No, that's not it. It's a foreshadowing. All right, and I'm gonna put a tack on it, put it right up there. I'm gonna foreshadow.
What are you talking about? Foreshadowing.
Something to ties into Just Life.
Okay, if you say so. Boy, I don't know how that relates to the Low Blow Podcast, but I would definitely suggest you listen to it.
Oh, sorry.
You got Adam Z. You got Dave Rowan.
You got some girl
Gay.
that's.
Is she a fixture on the show now?
I don't know. They don't contractually abide by any rules that we have.
That is true. They really they've gone to Guitar Center. They bought a drum and they march to the beat of it. It's unlike any other drum I've ever seen. Dave and Adam Z are the backbone of that. Oh my God, what the fuck is he doing?
I muted my microphone.
You're coughing up a fucking storm. What happened?
I got verklempt.
Okay.
I did see the movie Night at the Roxbury's too, by the way.
Okay.
All the way through. And Corky Romano.
Oh God, that's on the list.
I love Corky Romano.
Want to buy some cookies? You guys want to buy some cookies?
He does all that cocaine and then he talks to those little kids.
Never saw it.
Oh God,
I don't want to see that fucking shit. Check out the Low Blow Podcast. Great show. Let's break down this pilot.
Bring it down.
Break it. Nighttime.
Right time.
Everything blue. Warehouses. Fences.
Dark alley.
Black man running through an alley. A seemingly blue alley. Warehouse. Jumping over fences. Like thugs. I can't tell what's happening. It looks like there's some thugs coming after him. And then the scene, it cuts. You got a little glimpse into some action. Some urban violence.
First of all, this is in stereo where available.
Where is it not available? Are they talking about the quality of your equipment and whether or not it can accommodate stereo?
Yeah, I think if you didn't have a stereo TV back then.
So it's
You just had a mono TV.
So okay, some people had
Stereo,
mono TVs.
stereo means you can hear different sounds out of different speakers.
What is the benefit of that?
It's a more rich sound
Why is it more rich?
because all the noises aren't coming out of one speaker.
So
Like your headphones right now.
yeah.
See how full and rich it is?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that way if it was a mono.
What if you had like 3 or 4 different speakers with all having different sounds? Would that be even more rich?
That'd be surround sound.
Wow. I'm learning quite a bit.
Yeah, there's a chase. You can tell that there's some cops chasing because you can see there. You can see that
The boys in blue?
The boys in blue. They have those jackets on, and of course they're changing. They're chasing a black man in sweatpants.
Cuts to the intro. Just life. Truck delivering some newspapers. A nice little neighborhood. This is L.A., right? We're in L.A.?
Yes.
Okay.
And the music for some sweet saxophone because it's 1990.
It's all sax all the time in the early 90s. Victoria, principal, comes out of her house, grabs a newspaper. She's looking good.
Did you see that kid flinging him from the back? There's a kid in the pickup truck. Is the newspaper boy
There's a lot of pickup truck activity in this show.
whipping the hell out of these newspapers right up on their front? He's not even the guy is driving 30 miles an hour, and there's a guy in the back just whipping newspapers out.
The people in that pickup truck whipping newspapers know that time is money.
Sure.
All right? Victoria, principal, she's looking good.
Claire Marino.
Her daughter, she's looking good. I know you disagree.
I think she looks horrible in this.
I think I just had this love affair with her.
That's possible. There was a childhood thing there.
I got so
Right now, she's really pretty. I saw her IMDb. She's really
She's a
pretty.
beautiful lady. They're talking in the kitchen about a killing in the newspaper, like a criminal suspect. Right? They're having a little chat before she goes off to school.
In Victoria, Claire. Should we call her Victoria or
Claire? We'll call her Claire.
Claire she's in this very wavy nightgown robe thing. Her hair's up, halfway up. She's I kind of met a milk boner.
If I've done my math correctly, and I think that I have, she's right about 40 years old here.
Really?
Still looking good.
Great.
Still
Looking
hasn't let it go to
amazing.
shit.
Right. It's like so many other 40-year-olds we know.
It's early morning. The daughter's being picked up by a truck with 30 dudes in the back.
Yeah.
And it's loud and rowdy, and they're going to school. It's got to be like 7:30 in the morning. They're fucking running up. It's like they're having a goddamn party all night.
Right, and she's the only one, if I'm not mistaken, that's in a private school uniform.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's probably why I like this.
It's a little peek inside of my head. Next scene, courthouse. Claire, I should say. Claire enters. She kind of flirts with the security guard a little bit. She walks down the hallway.
There's no metal detector. She just walks in. She just walks by him.
It was a different time, my friend.
Definitely.
Different time. She walks the hallway with, I believe his name is Francis.
Francis is her boss, and he gives her a job to investigate this specific incident that happened last night. So obviously, he's like her boss in the DA.
Yep, she was hired by the DA.
She used to be a cop.
Yep, and they need her to work a case. And Francis is wearing suspenders.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
and you know what? I'm getting close to the point where I'm getting close to the point where I'm just going to do suspenders.
Okay, now suspenders are very similar to braces, and I don't mean the kind you put in your mouth. There's two different things: suspenders and braces. Do you know the difference?
Like ankle braces?
No. They have the same function. They go over your shoulder and clip onto your pants. But there's suspenders and there's braces. Do you know the difference? I'm not sure that I do either. If I were you, before you're about to make a big life change concerning how to keep your pants up, if you're moving away from the belt and to some sort of elastic strap over the shoulder, really look into braces. Really look into suspenders. And then I want you to make an educated decision.
Okay, how about we do a Twitter poll?
Let's do a Twitter poll.
All right, folks, go to at Couch Pilots Pod.
Yep.
And we'll have the day this comes out on the 24th, we'll have a poll up. Should Blake do suspenders or braces?
And then that'll just be your way of life after that.
Yep, I will do whatever the fans tell me to.
Next, we're at a crime scene. It's daytime. Her and Francis, they're there. They're talking. He kind of goes off to do his thing. Then she starts talking to a reporter, and they banter, they flirt, they jab at each other. And they're still on for Thursday.
Right. It was really weird. Like, it just seemed really awkward, like the way they were talking to each other. And all of a sudden, she's like, "Still on for Thursday?" He's like, "Yeah."
Oh, it was all set up.
I was giving you some shit, but okay.
So this is her boyfriend. They're going to see each other soon.
His name's Dave? David.
I didn't get
His
that.
name is David.
The crime scene is a jewelry store. So Claire enters, and she banters with her old police department. They're there kind of investigating, and she's there investigating on behalf of the DA's department, and she's talking to some of the people on her old crew.
Yeah, and she's like, Rick the Dick.
Did she say that? Right?
Yeah. It threw me for a loop. I was like, oh my God. She's like, good old Rick the Dick.
I want to say that I heard that too, but thinking 1990, I thought no.
Yeah, it
but
was.
how did you know how they got away with that? Because Private Dick, detective.
Oh.
So they sold it to the fucking censors as like she was saying detective.
I thought maybe it was like, Richard, don't call him Dick. They just shortened it up to Rick the Dick.
Maybe so. Richard, start a poll and let us know. So they kind of
Do you not like this idea already?
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. Right. They go through how the robbery went down. They kind of walk through what they thought happened. Claire kind of is taking it all in, assessing the situation, trying to process it, make sense of it.
Right, and one of the main thing here is that there was no prints. Everything was smudged, wiped off.
She feels like the whole thing is kind of sloppy in general, but to not have prints does not go in line with how sloppy everything is. And a man was killed there, the 68-year-old store owner. Claire interviews the owner's son, who is rightfully super pissed.
Super pissed. And
they do the scene where they kind of cut to their conversation, and the camera is shooting the conversation through a fish tank. High five it. Let's see what you got.
Camera shot through aquarium. Weird.
Pretty odd, right?
It's
this is
my favorite part of the show so far.
It's like you and I are one person.
It's been a while since we've been in such sync.
In such sync.
Michael Sync.
Michael Sync. Rocket Favorite. Claire gets a call on the phone. Problems at her child's private Catholic school.
Sure.
She and I didn't realize what she did. She met with the sisters there because it's Catholic, so she met with all the sisters and the mothers or Hail Marys or whatever the hell they are. What did she do to get suspended? Do you know?
She cut school. She didn't show up until like halfway through the day, and her mom covers for her. I don't know why. And she basically was really kind of rude and disrespectful to
the sister.
It's
kind of shitty to her. The sister?
Right, bruh.
For a kid who's cutting school, they're saying, here is school. I'm going to miss some or all of the day. You punish them by taking them away from school even more. Right, You're giving the kid exactly what they want.
Yeah, because the nun wanted to give her a week's suspension.
This is what you double down on school. That's what you do.
You had to be here twice as long.
We need you here for this amount of time. If you're cutting it, you're going to make it up at twofold.
Nice.
That's what I would say.
You would make a great dean.
Thank you very much. So she'll be suspended. She went to the beach or something instead, I think is what happened. So they're riding home. She's in the car with her daughter.
They're in a Jeep with a top down, which is weird for a movie.
It is odd. You think there would be some real sound problems, but they were fine. Then they go to a stoplight, and a hobo starts cleaning their windshield, and then he throws up after the daughter yells at him. What the fuck is this?
Like, hey, get out of here. The guy just goes, bleh. It was, and he's like, I'm sorry, madam. It was unnecessary.
I think I caught just a glimpse of that guy. I think he's old man in a lot of things. I am sure he is dead now, but I think he's old man in a lot of things, including, I want to say, the wedding singer. I think he's the old man in the bar, like when the wedding singer kind of hits his bottom.
Sure.
Anyway, I always like a good old man character actor.
Oh, I love a gold man.
Gold Dust.
Goldberg. Goldie Hawn.
I love a good gold man.
Goldfinger.
You got one more in you. Jeff Goldblum.
Goldilocks.
The next scene.
Cut to the hospital.
Yep. The criminal suspect that they mentioned earlier, I thought he was dead. He is not dead. He's alive.
Uh-huh.
And he's with it. His mother's with him, and she is pissed off.
So basically what has happened is the cops beat the shit out of this guy as they were apprehending him.
They say, this is the guy who broke into the jewelry store, killed this old man. We hunted him down, and now he's beat half to death in this hospital.
Yeah, so the first two black ladies that you meet in this show, the first is the nurse, and she's got an attitude. And then the mom comes out, and the mom is from...
She's been around. I recognize her, too.
Television mom, yeah.
Back in the jewelry store, those are all black owners there, too. this show should be called just Angry Black Folk.
Yeah, because the son is super angry too and goes into
And understandably
a
so.
quite dramatic, speech, kind of a Al Pacino speech, monologue.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
So Claire's talking to the mom and then talking to this cop because the mom's like, these fucking cops, blah, blah, blah. And the cop just starts insulting the mother and the son, basically saying everything except calling them the N-word and even insults God.
Yeah.
These cops are fucking assholes.
They're trading barbs back and forth, that's for sure. But, I mean, to the cops' credit, this kid is like a known drug user and low-level scumbag punk.
Homer.
His name is Homer. I'm watching this. My daughter, 11 years old, she knows The Simpsons. I've watched a lot of episodes with The Simpsons with her. She's in the kitchen playing with some slime that she made, homemade slime. She loves it. And I'm watching this pilot. And as soon as they say Homer, she looks over at me and smiles. She loves the fact that this black criminal is named
Nice.
Homer.
So Claire wants to talk to Homer about what happened.
Yep.
Cut to the next scene where Homer and his lawyer I'm assuming, are still in the hospital because he's still in a hospital gown. But
This is where he has the flashback to what happened?
yeah, because she's like, tell me what happened. And the lawyer's like, you don't have to say anything. He's like, no, my mom told me to just tell the truth. I have nothing to hide. And then he starts having the flashback. And, he had no weapons. And the cops, in the flashback, the cops beat the shit out of him. One of them does.
Choked him with a nightstick or
yeah,
something?
One of the cops is. The other cop's kind of timid about the whole thing.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Hey, why don't you not do a hate crime?
You don't know what to believe right now.
Sure.
We're getting two different sides of a story. You don't know what to believe. So honestly, you tend to go with the cops because this kid, he's got a record that is not disputed. This is a criminal child. He's running around. Well, he's probably 20 years old. But you want to believe the cops, but you don't know what to believe. Right. This is what Claire's doing. She's getting to the bottom of this.
And right here is where you go. You think to yourself, this happened in 1990, 27 years ago.
Yep.
And they're talking about violence by cops against black people, which is today is still, even if not more prevalent.
We're in 2017.
Victoria Principal was before her time in this LA Law spoof.
Yes. Blake, the more things change,
the more they're different.
Right.
Huh?
Back at the DA's office, Francis and Claire comb over Homer's story. Is the jewelry store related to this, or are they working on two different crimes? In this case, I wasn't for sure. I felt like things were too loose, but obviously they were related.
Yeah,
right?
to me, Francis wants her to nail this kid.
Yeah.
The DA.
Let's get this done. Let's move on to the next thing.
Let's. This is just another black criminal. Let's get it over with.
So Claire goes to the home visitation of the jewelry store owner. That family's having like a wake or something at the house. And she talks to his mourning wife, and they have a nice conversation.
Sure, it's not as black aggressive maybe as the other conversations she's had with all the African American people up to this point.
Yep,
this is and for an older black lady, you would think that she would have more
like Medea.
Oh, rhymes like Medea.
Turlet. She goes over the story with the woman. I think Mrs. Lords is her name. And she says, yeah, the alarm company, because we own the jewelry store, the alarm company called us at 2:30 a.m. And so Claire's taking in all this information. She's getting little bits here and there. She's trying to put together an entire puzzle.
Yeah. And the wife even says, she's like, oh, did he leave right away? He's like, no, he had me make him some coffee and toast. If the alarm company of your jewelry store calls you and says, hey, somebody's breaking into your thing, honey, I think you need to make me some milk and toast, coffee and toast before I go.
Yeah, they're having this conversation, and like you said, things are not adding up. And during this conversation, Claire mentions to this woman that she has a 13-year-old daughter. And earlier, while watching it, I was like, "This girl she's attractive," and now I am arrested.
Because you said a 13-year-old was attractive?
She can't be 13 in this, is she?
I don't know.
Shit. I know Alanna Ubach.
But we've been through this rule. I've had this. I've been in your shoes before. when you're watching a pilot
Yeah.
that's 27 years old, and you're like, oh, she's good. You got to think of what her age is now. You're fine. Don't
Thank
worry
you.
about it. You've been exfoliated in the court of law.
I've never been so happy that you're here with me today. That makes me feel good because
It's creepy when I'm flying this plane because I'm doing what's in the middle.
Yeah.
Because you got it up,
Yeah,
and then you're gonna get it back down.
I got it up for Alanna.
Sure, but it's really creepy when you talk to me with your eyes closed.
I'm sorry. I was in such a state of shame.
Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed.
You've talked me down.
Little kids are hot. I mean, that's not what I meant. You were a little kid when this was on. That's where the attraction comes from.
Oh, thank
God,
God.
I don't think that was just. I can't believe you went there.
Yeah, the owner got to the store before the police did. The times are just not adding up, and Claire is making a note of this for sure. Back at the police station,
Got to go to the coroner's office. It's not a detective crime drama
Yeah.
without going to the coroner's office.
Claire goes over the police files with Black Nerd and finds out that no CPR was done on the victim.
Right. Any cop that walks into and sees somebody shot or something, they're automatically going to at least attempt CPR.
This show has so many black characters. I think this is a real push for diversity.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
The store owners, the whole family, black folks, right? The suspect in the crime, black guy. Her friend later in the show, black lady, right? The policeman, the nerd policeman, black guy.
Yep.
All black. I'm seeing a trend. You know what? And I like it.
I'm fine with it.
Commercial break. Boom. Just life. In and out.
Yep. That's where they had like the title of the show.
It was a still.
Yeah, still. Come back and Dave is there for the date. He comes a little early. She's in a predicament because she's waiting for the ex-husband to come pick up the kid, and then her date comes, Dave, and she meets Dave outside, and they have a very inappropriate kiss for knowing that the daughter's looking out the window.
She's in the house with her black friend and her daughter. She's like, my Joe, Dave's here. She runs out and just hardcore makes out.
Oh yeah.
Like, come lay off.
Oh
buddy.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And come to find out, the ex-husband is a cop, and he shows up, and his name is Joe, and he's the asshole that didn't.
He's not an asshole at all. He's just
the guy who ghosted us for nothing
on Twitter.
Honestly,
I like his character in this show.
No, to be honest with you, yes. You know what it reminded me of? What was the show that we watched where the guy was a writer, and then they had the boxer friend?
Oh yeah.
It's not the same person,
American Nuclear.
right? It's not the same
It is
person,
not the same.
but they seem a lot alike, I think.
That's right.
But Joe did great in this. But Joe doesn't like Dave, and Dave doesn't like Joe.
Yeah, because it's his ex-wife's boyfriend. He's around a daughter. He's a good-looking, maybe a little bit younger guy.
And they both put it in the same well.
What does that mean? What do
Well,
you,
out back there's a well where they get all their fresh water, and sometimes when Joe comes over, he
I
gets,
feel like I never see the same version of the show as you do.
it happens. That's why we both watch them. Otherwise, like if one of us was to not watch a show,
Right. We got each other's back to back, right? Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Yeah. You know what? They kind of her and Joe, Claire and Joe, kind of discuss very lightly the case she's working on, and Joe doesn't seem to get along with Dave. You're right. He doesn't seem to care for him very much. Joe and the daughter, they leave. And Joe says, I'm going to run a credit check on the victims of the family.
yeah,
So
Dave's like, I already ran a credit check on him because he's a
he's got
reporter,
access, yeah.
and she's like, well, cops they never have any money. He's like, oh no, they had money and they had great credit. Which as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, Jason knows all about having great credit.
I have great credit.
I know,
Absolutely.
you do.
First of all, I'm a white guy in my 30s. All right,
You're
That's
single,
It. I'm in
ready to
America.
mingle.
Yeah, great credit. Something did you get this? Something weird happened on the court steps, like when she was coming up the steps in the next scene.
I thought the next scene was at the sideshow bar.
Something real quick going up the steps happened.
Missed it.
Okay. They were at a bar. Claire's hanging out with all
Called
the
the
gals.
sideshow bar.
I missed that part.
Yeah.
And she's hanging out with a bunch of girls that you never really see again or don't even really say anything.
It was like, to me, it was like the local cop bar, like where the cops hung out. You know what I mean?
It must have been. So they're kind of discussing the case. Or no, they're not. I'm sorry.
talking about a different case later on, or just different time when she was a cop. And so then Paul and Lucas, now these are the two cops that are basically in the shit right now. And they talk to her, and they try to get information and try to defend themselves with her. And
these are the cops that attacked the black suspect. These are the guys that responded to the jewelry scene. So this is the team of police officers that had to deal with that. And now they're talking to Claire, and they're kind of pissed, and they're one of the asshole cop gets up and leaves. So they're trying to iron this out. So Claire, I don't know why you're looking into this.
Right,
this is pretty cut and dry. And she, at the same time, she's like, none of this adds up.
Because they used to be friends.
They all used to work together.
Yeah, they all used to work together.
Back at the courthouse with Francis, they're discussing the case, and Francis, at this point, I really realize he's not doing anything. He's just like he's having Claire do all the work and then explain it to him.
Right.
He's the exposition guy. He's like, you come to me and you talk over the case so the audience understands what's happening.
Sure.
I don't really do anything except wear these suspenders.
Or braces.
That's right. Back at home, the daughter is getting like a leg massage from her mother, and I am hard as a fucking rock.
I put leg stretches for daughter at 13.
She's complaining about being a teenager, and now they're discussing the case. She's talking about the case with
To everybody, and I don't think you're supposed to do that. And then all of a sudden,
Brat, brat, brat.
I am Hercules Mulligan. Okay, sorry, that was from Hamilton. He goes, brat, brat,
I don't know
brat.
anything about
My
that.
name is Hercules Mulligan.
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, you need to know who Hercules Mulligan is. He was very important to the Revolutionary War.
Mulligan, begin again.
Anyway, gunshots into the bedroom. Shit gets real. Up to this point, I was almost asleep watching this pilot.
Yeah, this pile of pilot.
Boom. Gunshots. I'm sitting back up.
Right back in it.
Right back in it to win it.
The daughter, they're on the floor, and the daughter is out of her mind, scared, and
Sure.
in hysterics, and understandably so, absolutely. And then cut to a commercial, watch Monopoly on Sunday on ABC. That's a show that exists.
You know what? I saw that because that was one of the only commercials that got all the way. I would love to watch that. I love the game Monopoly.
Yeah.
I like playing the Monopoly slot machine.
There's so many different versions. I was just going to ask you what you like the best slot machine. Oh, you mean like at a casino or something?
Right, and they also have just a big electronic game like that you find in an arcade that you sit at. I love Monopoly, and I would have loved to watch this. I hope, and since there's a commercial, I'm sure it's not just a one and done.
I'm sure. Joe is then talking to Claire.
Yeah, the daughter's going to stay with him for a while.
Paul and Lucas are bad cops. They're kind of coming to this is happening, and Joe is trying to help her. B-52's poster.
Oh, I missed the B. Oh, is that when she went in the girls' bedroom?
Yeah, B-52's poster.
Did you remember the part where he's like something about don't be posting in penthouse?
No, I didn't hear that. To his daughter?
No, it's when she was dropping off, and they were having that conversation in his apartment, and right before she's like, I don't want to make you ashamed of me or something. He's like, don't go posting pictures in penthouse.
I don't remember that.
I was like, I wanted to Google right then and
You
see
are back in it again.
if Victoria Principal had ever posed in penthouse.
I don't think so. Claire now begins to make the argument against the cops. She's kind of decided this is not adding up. For sure, I have all my ducks in a row. Something is up with the cops, especially after this gunfire at my house. So they go back at the police station, forensics. Same nerd black guy as earlier. He's with the file, and they come to find out that the bad guy was wearing a ring. Something they came across.
There was an impression on the jeweler's face or something that was a ring, a raised ring.
This, of course, Claire makes a mental note of that immediately. The next scene, Francis is outside the courthouse, and they find out that Lucas being one of the bad cops, still wears his high school ring, probably the ring in question.
Yeah, and like, if you're a grown-ass adult, why do you still wear your ring?
Got me, my man. Claire goes to the cop's house. Not the asshole one, but the other one.
Yeah, Paul just goes. He's the one that's the more timid one in this whole experience.
They're partners. You got to have your partners back to back, as we often do.
Oh, I mean, if somebody came to your house and was questioning about me, you'd have my back, just vice versa.
That's right. Paul's suspended. His wife and kids are outside, and she breaks him with like one sentence.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like Paul is ready to crack.
And his head falls back onto the couch
immediately.
And he starts having a flashback.
Yeah. Homer is definitely not the bad guy. This confirms everything that we thought up to this point.
Yeah, they broke into the jewelry store. The alarm went off. The jeweler came in.
Yep.
Had a gun in, and then Lucas shot him.
And the cops have to devise a plan to get themselves out of harm's way. The cop tells Claire he'll think about coming forward with the truth.
It's like, I'll think about it.
Next scene, Dave is in bed with Claire. Hot stuff. They totally did it.
Yeah,
right? They totally did it.
This is a post-sex talk.
Hell yeah, nice.
High five that shit. Way to go, Dave.
Claire, nice job, Dave.
Hey, Dave, nice shot.
You're a legend, Dave.
Enter Vagaga.
Vagaga? Lady Vagaga?
Victoria Vagaga.
Claire is up late watching TV and drinking what I can only assume is hot cocoa.
And listening to some smooth jazz.
Oh, hell yeah. Then,
Everything's great then, right?
for that time, the shit cop then shows up at the house, Lucas. You know what? Knowing everything I know at this point, I would be terrified if he shows up.
Yeah, the bullets came through your bedroom only like 48 hours ago,
You
if
know it
that.
was him. You know it was him. But she seems confident having him in the house. Luke is there trying. This is his one last attempt to talk some sense into this woman, to change her mind before he flips his shit. And flips his shit, does he ever?
Goes after her.
Yeah.
She gets in the bedroom, locks the door. He busts through it like Scott Baio and Celebrity Double Dare. And she's like, "Don't come near me! Don't come near me!" She pulls a gun out.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't do this, Lucas. Don't do this." He kind of reaches into his jacket. She's got to do it.
She's got to do it.
Blap, blap, blap.
She
right
shoots him
in the shoulder.
One shot in the shoulder. It kind of spins him around on the floor. He gets up. He sits on the bed, and he knows he's in for it, right? And he starts to reach for something. He reaches for a gun. And if I were her and I saw him and I had a gun, I would have blown his brains out
his
myself.
fucking head off.
Instead, he blows his own brains out.
Pussy.
All over her bed. All over her bed.
That's not the blood you want on your bed. You don't want Lucas blood.
No, not at all. Commercial, Twin Peaks. Oh, I love this. This really made me happy.
Now, when I saw this one, I remember that little itty bitty guy.
Yeah.
He was kind of creepy looking guy.
Yeah.
Was he creepy in the show?
Yeah, a little creepy.
Okay.
A lot of that was, I think they spoke backwards and then played it forward, so it sounded real fucked up. That's some David Lynch shit. But yes, I love that Twin Peaks commercial because it was everything weird and creepy about Twin Peaks right in a 30-second spot.
I might have to go back and check that
It
out.
really did it for me. Her ex, Joe, and Claire have breakfast or lunch or something at a diner. They discuss kind of the aftermath of the situation. Claire is kind of screwed now, if you ask me, because is she with the local police? Are they against her? You think, or are they glad that she got rid of a shit cop?
Well, up to this point, all throughout the show, Joe is like, they're good cops. That they're doing the best they can. As soon as he shoots himself in the head, next morning, that Lucas shot himself in the head. He was a coward.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you're kind of devoted team member there. Just turned at the last second.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of discussion about, well, I have to move because I had man commit suicide on the bed that I sleep in every
There's
night.
brains all over the back wall of my bed.
No real discussion of that. But they leave the diner and they swap the kid. Joe gives the kid back. So she was staying with me for a bit, kind of because of this whole situation. Now
Since
it's
they've
resolved.
scraped up all the brains this morning off of your bedroom,
Yeah.
go ahead and take the daughter back home.
And then Joe kisses her on the mouth. Joe kisses her right. I used to kiss my daughter on the mouth when she was like 4. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't kiss my daughter. It's kind of a weird thing to kiss. And she's like 13, 14.
Yeah, no.
Bizarre. The end.
Yeah.
It left it on a bizarre spot. Boy, oh boy. What a long pilot. What a bunch of turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
1990. Victoria Principal. Why didn't this work?
I'll tell you what. The storyline was good.
I agree.
I found it interesting. I found it very relevant to today. I don't even think you could give this on today because of the intense scrutiny of cop shootings.
Sure.
Victoria Principal, Very attractive.
Beautiful
very,
lady.
Very beautiful lady.
Beautiful lady.
Why didn't it not go to series? Having a woman as the head of a story in regards to maybe in investigating or DA work, maybe didn't sit as well. Maybe the people that watch those shows are more men. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe she wasn't a strong enough woman for this role.
Okay. 1990, I think we're at a time where a woman can be a lead of a show in this situation. You're right. Maybe she wasn't
Today's
strong.
2017. Women shouldn't be leads in any shows.
I
anyway.
agree. I don't know. I had such a difficult time finding out information on this. I wonder if it wasn't
A money thing?
what's that?
A money thing?
It could have been a money thing, or it could have been like an executive behind closed doors weird decision. It wasn't ratings or anything like that, or wasn't because it was a bad script. I almost, if I had to guess, I would say that there's a lot of things similar to this on TV, and it probably just got lost in the shuffle. It just, there was nothing about it that made it stand out to anything else.
Not even to the actor who didn't even remember.
Couldn't even remember
what network it was for. He got a check from them.
He got a check, and he couldn't even remember what the check said.
Couldn't even write a tweet.
Oh, Joe Cortese.
Come on, Joe.
If this survived, what would happen?
She would just have different crimes that it'd be like an LA Law kind of thing.
Yeah.
She, maybe not LA Law, but more like Law and Order, I meant to say.
I like the idea that her husband's an ex-cop, and they get along. They, jab each other here and there, but they get along for the most part, and he's a resource to her, like an inside to the police department.
Right.
It's maybe a little far-fetched, but still interesting that her boyfriend is a reporter. She's got all these different ins. She could probably be a pretty shitty detective, but with all these different resources, she could get by, I think. She's got the daughter element, so you got the work and the love life and the child element all working in tandem.
You got a Jeep.
You got a Jeep working in tandem. That's the fourth plot line. What's going on with that Jeep week to week?
Are they going to have to put the hood up on today?
Oh, boy. Let's take this in for a final descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Upright position.
There's no ratings. There's no reviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
That's never happened before.
I did that kind of for hilarity, but there really is nothing about this show. The interesting facts I had to scrounge for. I felt like a goddamn animal. There's no rating on IMDb. No one has seen this.
6.2.
No, there's no. I'm telling you, there's no rating.
Oh,
There's no
I thought
reason
you were
for
trying
you
to trick me.
There's no critic reviews. There's no reviewer reviews. There's nothing out here about this show.
Wow.
No one's talking about it. This is a forced landing on our part. We had to nosedive out of the sky and hit that runway pretty goddamn hard.
Whew.
But that's okay.
We're coming in hot.
The world was given their opportunity to rate this thing. They turned their back on it, not you and I.
No, we never turn our back on a pilot.
No. We bantered. Okay? We gave you the summary. We gave you the interesting facts. As few as there were, we still gave them to you on a silver platter. We put you back in the mindset of 1990. And here we are, after breaking down the pilot, ready to deliver to you, again, on a silver platter, my friend, a rating based on the scale set forth by this television show from the 1990s, Wings, based on the characters, 1 to 7, 1 being the worst you can get. It's Rory Biggins. 7, Brian Hackett. My apologies.
It's all right.
Captain Philip Restisher. I turn to you. How do you rate Just Life?
I enjoyed the storyline. It wasn't slow. I mean, it could have picked up a little bit faster, but it wasn't slow. Victoria Jackson, beautiful. I'm gonna give it a 5. I can't not give it a 5.
I agree.
You got a bump going on here.
To a degree, I agree. For me, this is a 4, but I'm gonna give it that Ubach bump.
Okay.
I'm moving up to a 5.
Nice.
I have got a bizarre taste in ladies sometimes. Ever since Beakman's World, I've been carrying a milk boner torch for Alanna Ubach. She's in
I was going
this.
to say Brent Urlacher?
Driving milk boning out to linebacker or backer. Was he a linebacker?
Yeah.
All right. This is
Bet
not
you
bad.
wish he would have been a tight end.
I don't like that kind of humor.
Oh,
I don't know why I have to be crude. That's dirty.
sorry.
This is not bad. This is not a bad show. It was fairly entertaining. She is beautiful. We're solving crimes. We're going around the city of L.A. You're culminating quite a bit in 45 minutes.
Right,
You got all these different. You got a Jeep over here.
Right. They're not vampires trying to follow 3 rules or something. It was good.
Yeah, no, this is pretty decent. I think. I could see this going for 2-3 seasons for sure. I'd probably watch an episode or 2. I'd check it out. I'm giving this a 5.
Okay.
This is not bad. I enjoyed Just Life. And with that, we close the book on Just Life. There's no reason to ever mention it again. Never. But we're not done. Join us next time, please, when we watch the pilot episode of The Adventures of Super Pup.
Ooh.
Here's a little something to wet your whistle. Super Pup, secretly the intrepid reporter Bark Bent of the Daily Bugle, or Bugle, we'll say, must save his friend and co-worker Pamela Poodle from the clutches from the evil Professor Sheepdip. You can find the entire episode by subscribing to Couch Pilots in iTunes or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. And you know what to do, Tube.
I love it.
I love you.
I love you, man.
Blake, so many different ways to contact us. Can you please dole out a few?
Go to our Facebook page, Couch Pilots Podcast. Check us out on Twitter. Don't ghost us at Couch Pilots Pod.
Don't ghost me, bro.
Why you ghosting me, bro? Why you ghosting me, bro? Why you ghosting me, bro? Instagram, Couch_Pilots_podcast. Go to CouchPilotsPodcast.com. That has the links to everything.
That's right.
And, of course, we didn't play any voicemails this episode, but you always feel free to give us a call on our dial-in number.
You know it's 910 Pilots 1, also known as 910-745-6871.
It's free. Give us a call. Leave us a message. Let us know what you think of one of the episodes what you listen to, or just us in general.
Yeah, did you watch it yourself? Give us your rating. We'll talk about it on the show, for sure. Oh, boy. So many different ways to contact us. So many great avenues to which to explore and engage in the show. Anything else you'd like to say to our frequent flyers before we go today?
No, nothing really.
Nothing really? But, I mean, surely there's something.
Well, I appreciate everybody listening and checking it out and downloading the show and subscribing. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, I don't really want to.
Nothing else besides that?
I don't want anything to say to them.
That's fine. We do appreciate you listening very much. Thank you so much, everyone listening out there. Get up those frequent flyer points. Rack them up. Get on up.
Get on up.
Get on up.
Send us your top 5 favorite movies that I've never seen.
Yeah, do you have a similar affliction to Blake where you never watch or finish any film? Yeah, tweet us about that, I guess.
I think it's because I watched so many movies with girls, and I'd be like, before we get it done, I'd be.
I think there is a window in your late teens to mid 20s where all films are just an avenue to get into some woman's pants.
Sure. High
And
five
with-
that shit.
And with that high five, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. You're beautiful.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.
This has been a Fakakta Comedy Funhouse production, produced by Jason Tosher, executive produced by Blake Clayton. For more information and content, go to fcfnetwork.com.